Okay, 3-3, worksheet 2. We're talking, these are the answers to worksheet 1. So I just recorded this, so if you needed to watch it and you wanted to pause it, you could, and you could check your answers. So we're going to go ahead and start with 3-3, graphing systems of inequalities. So now what we're doing is we're taking what we learned in section 2.7 and 2.8, and we're going to combine them together, and we're going to find the intersection point of where two inequality regions intersect, and that is our answer that we're looking for today. Okay? So here's a linear example. What you're going to do is you're going to tear these two apart, and you're going to have x plus y is less than 8, and then over here you're going to have 3x is less than or equal to y plus 6. So I want you to solve this for y by subtracting x. So y is less than negative x plus 8. From there, I want your slope. Your slope is negative 1 over 1, which means I'm going to go up 1 and to the left 1. Then I want your y-intercept. Your y-intercept is going to be the point 0.8. Then you're going to ask yourself, with the inequality symbol, is this supposed to be a solid line or a dotted line? It is less than, so therefore it's a dotted line, and the shading will be below it. Okay? Now, next, we're going to come over here, and we're going to do the second part. 3x is less than or equal to y plus 6, so now I'm going to go ahead and solve for y. I'm going to subtract 6. So I have 3x minus 6 is less than or equal to y. We're going to pick this up and turn it around. So the y and then the 3x minus 6. The arrow was pointing toward the 3x minus 6, so it's going to point toward the 3x minus 6 again. So I need my slope, which is going to be 3 over 1, rise up 3 to the run to the right 1. And then my y-intercept is going to be the point 0, negative 6. And you're going to ask yourself, is this supposed to be solid or dotted? This is going to be a solid line, and I'm going to shade above this. So all of this information is what you need to be able to graph this, okay? And I am going to, whoopsie, I'm actually going to select this all. No idea what just happened there. And I'm going to turn that to red, because I believe that's what my other stuff is. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to graph this, okay? And I chose the wrong colors, but either way, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to graph the point 0, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. And I'm going to go up 1 to the left 1, up 1 to the left 1, down 1 to the right 1. Do we see the negative slope? That is what our brain needs to see. I'm connecting that with a dotted line. And I'm supposed to shade below that line. So if I'm shading below that line, this is what you're going to have. Okay? So then I'm going to come over here, I'm going to do the next one. The next one is the point 0, negative 6. That puts me here. And I'm going to rise up 1, 2, 3 units into the right 1. 1, 2, 3 into the right 1. 1, 2, 3 into the right 1. 1, 2, 3 into the right 1. And that is going to give me a solid line this time. So since that is my solid line, it says to then shade above it. So I'm going to make that above it. And that is where I'm shading. Now I want to know where these two colors intersect. That is where your final answer is. They intersect here to here, and that is your region. And I'm going to color that in with a different marker, creative pen, and that is going to give me this answer right here. So the rainbow region is your physical answer, okay? That is what I need you to do tonight for homework. So now we're going to do the same thing, but this time instead of having two linear equations, I'm going to have one linear and one be absolute value. Same exact procedure. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to separate these. 3y is less than negative x minus 1. And then I'm going to have my blue be y is less than or equal to the absolute value of x plus 1 minus 2. So we solve this for y. I'm going to go ahead and divide each one of those by 3. Okay, so that means my slope is negative 1/3. So that means I'm going to down 3 or down 1 and left or sorry, saying that incorrectly. I'm going to go up 1 and left 3. My y-intercept is the ordered pair 0, -1/3. And then, is it solid or dotted? It is going to be dotted. Why is it dotted? It is dotted because of this right here. It is strictly less than, which means a less than means I'm going to shade below. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and graph 0, -1/3. It's a little hard to graph that, but we can round about it, right? From there, I'm going to go up 1 and then to the left 3. Up 1 and to the left 3, up 1 and to the left 3. And that is going to be connected with a dotted line. And since that's connected with a dotted line, okay, I'm going to shade below that. And I'm going to use the colors yellow and blue, because yellow and blue make green. Okay, now, for you guys, if you want to use colored pencils, you are more than welcome to use colored pencils. But a lot of students in the past who have done that. Okay, so there is that part. So now let's go back and let's do the other part, which is the absolute value graph. So my A value is 1, which means this thing opens up, and it has a minimum, okay? My AOS is x plus 1 is equal to 0, so x is equal to -1, that's my H. So my vertex is going to be -1, -2. And I'm going to graph this thing with a slope of 1, so that's up 1, left and right 1. It is less than or equal to, so that means it's a solid line. And I'm going less than or equal to, so I'm going to shade below. So let's go ahead and graph that. If I graph that, I'm going to use the point -1, 2. And we said that's going to be a minimum value. Why did I say minimum? Because my A value is positive. And from there, I'm going to have a slope of up 1 to the right 1, up 1 to the right 1, up 1 to the right 1, up 1 to the left 1. Okay? And I'm connecting that with a solid line. And now this says to shade below it. So if I shade below it, that is what you have. Now, where do these two graphs intersect? They're only going to intersect below in this region right here, where you're going to get the yellow and green. Okay? Tonight's homework is 3.3 worksheet 2.